Ladies and gentlemen, we are in presence of a very beautiful lady who is an actress and a little bit model, but mostly actress, and who've been doing this for quite a while. This is Julie and Michelle, right? Mm-hmm. Let's see why you became union, why it's helpful, and you have a manager, why that helps you.
Yeah, these are great questions. Thank you for having me, by the way. It's great to be here. And I became union at a very young age. But I think that there are a lot of great benefits to being union. You're offered a lot of protection, and you have people advocating for you.
A lot of people pay union dues and never get any gigs. So
it's not a guarantee of getting gigs.
It's not guaranteed.
No. But it's good to be a member, I think, because it offers you protection, and you're part of an organization that's going to advocate for you and make sure that the working conditions are favorable and that you're getting what you deserve, and they're going to fight for you if anything is not going well. So I think definitely it's a benefit. And also, I think you're granted more opportunities too when you're union.
Do you ever miss that you can do all those things outside of union?
Yeah, that is a really good question because again, I started at a very young age being a union member, so I never really was in that position to see both sides. But I've definitely have colleagues who have said to me, "Oh, it's great. You have great opportunities to work out of the union." So it's interesting, being
As far as having a manager, let's say nowadays the world is changing, and many jobs like casting directors nowadays, if they still exist, they still exist in much smaller numbers because, let's say, Instagram changed the game, and a lot of people look just at numbers. How having a manager helps you?
I think regardless of Instagram has certainly changed the playing field, but definitely I think it's great to have someone advocating for you, a manager, an agent, negotiating for you, making sure that you are protected. There's a lot of people out there.
Losing so much, let's say manager takes a cut, 10, 20, whatever percentage. Don't you think that you have the guts and power to do it yourself and not to give away a portion of your earnings? Because unless you're basically the one who produce, and the manager just takes part of it. So don't you think?
I guess it depends on what kind of actor you are. With me, I don't like to negotiate for myself, but I guess it depends on.
So is it stronger when someone else negotiates for you?
I think I honestly think it makes a difference. I'd rather have someone else advocating for me and negotiating for me than myself.
What about the agency dilemma when you're negotiating for yourself? You're looking for the best interest for you, right? When the agent negotiates for you, they looking mostly for their own benefits. So let's say you might take a major gig with a major artist, and you can do it for free.
Yeah.
Just to build the name, to be in the presence of those big stars. Your agent would pass that because your agent getting only paid on what's paid, so they don't need to build much your business. So they would look only the highly paid gigs, but they would pass on those gigs that would not make money for them. So they primarily look at the how they feed their own family,
exactly. And that's a very, very good question. You're absolutely right about that. And I think that's probably the difference between a good manager and a bad manager, a good agent and a bad agent, because they'll kind of look at the big picture versus what money is this going to bring in for me. They'll look at the broader perspective and see the career down the road, and is this an opportunity for this actor to garner some recognition?
How do you distinguish who's a good manager, who's not?
Again, these are all very, very good questions, but I think, someone who puts in the time and again doesn't always look at the monetary output of something and will look at the long-term picture. Is this, maybe this project is not going to be very well paid, but maybe this will garner some recognition from my client that will down the road pay off. And I think that's the difference between a good manager and a bad one.
Let's look at the actor career. Some actors, especially young ladies, have very short career. The people who have one particular role for until particular age, and then you in different age bracket, and they look at something else. So sometimes the time is an essence, and it's very short lifespan. How that affects the actor's life?
Probably the choices they make and the roles that they take. You know, it is, there's so many factors that would influence someone's popularity, but and opportunities, of course, and timing means a lot. But I just think if someone has the opportunity to choose roles that that give them some versatility, that give them opportunities to explore, different different characters, I think that's great for someone's career versus like being
when
like
you're an
typecast.
actor, are you considering yourself more like a professional? Even right now, every question I give you, you tackle it as a professional. You compliment on a question, you get some time to think about it, and then you process it in a certain way. But being a professional is a good thing in the industry. You get decent results all the time. On the other hand, someone who have a passion and humane come more human on the screen, and you can see the actual reaction rather than just some robotic professional.
Are you saying I'm robotic?
I'm not in any way. I think you're very natural and you're real. And just what's the difference between handling when you're on a set, right? You've done it day by day, pretty much playing roles. Do you bring your heart into each role, or you just do it? It's another pay job. Like folks who go to 9 to 5 jobs, they are robotic there because it's 9 to 5. It's just a job, right? And then they go home and they go to their hobby and they do what they love. Mm-hmm. But you are blessed to do things that you love from young age, mm-hmm. and you just do something that millions of people dream to do. Like, how do you bring a humane part of it every day?
Yeah, I don't know how you can be robotic about it. I think you have to. If you're going to be a good actor, I think you have to bring your true heart and soul into it, because the audience sees that. They see if you're pretending or not. And I think to accurately...
How they can feel it? How do you...
I think, there's probably a little bit of us in every character that we can draw out.
You need to relate to the character. You think of
Mm-hmm.
Stanislavski. What do you...
Yeah, I think, I have to relate to the character on some level. There has to be something that I can relate to. Otherwise, it's not going to work. I have to see a bit of myself in that character, and then I pull that out and I draw on that. I think it's amazing how acting it's an art that really reflects human nature and all the nuances and all the vicissitudes and the glory of it. And it's an honor to be able to represent, to portray someone's truth, to tell their story in the best way that I know how. And that's what acting is to me. It's about being very truthful, to be honest. It's not about pretending.
Let's talk a little bit about money aspect of some actors who are very famous get paid a lot of money. Mm. Some actors are struggling. What distinguish where you are in that ladder? How do you climb
I have a long way to go. I have a lot of, but, as you mentioned, Instagram has definitely been a new factor in determining someone's popularity. Even I notice it when I go places, people ask, oh, how many followers do you have on Instagram? And it's amazing how much that has changed the playing field.
I think that if you have 5 or 10, but really major followers, let's say a billionaire or someone like a famous director, someone really important, those numbers, even smaller numbers, they are much more powerful than having millions of followers who have follow you for a wrong reason.
Yeah.
A young girl would just post a couple of pictures in lingerie. She gets a lot of followers.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you know, when she takes a major serious role, plays Shakespeare, those pictures would help her anyway. When on the level field, okay, one girl posts a lot of lingerie pictures and her popularity is high, and the other girl took classes, went to school, like does acting, and she's really good, but her numbers are very small because she's in a very particular art, and only people who are in that particular art follow her because they are actually fans of her. How that fair?
Well, I don't know if it translates the same in terms of work. The person,
quality versus the
because the person who might have 1 million followers on Instagram in lingerie photos may not be getting gigs acting in Academy Award nominated movies, right? They're going to be famous for different reasons. So one might be more popular on Instagram, but not necessarily have more be more bankable when it comes to distribution for movies, because they're going to be famous for different reasons, not for their acting ability. But you bring up a really good point in that people are becoming famous now on social media, just posing, and they become famous, and they're kind of celebrities in their own right. So that just adds a new dimension to celebrity that we've never seen before. Okay, what's the future? What do you think is going to be next? I think we're all going to be robots. I think we're all going to be some version of a robot. We're all going to be connected to computers at some point. It'll be interesting. We've definitely have progressed so rapidly in the last 20 years when you think about it, and computers have changed. The internet has changed.
What about acting? Would that affect the actors, the movie world?
Well, we have the virtual reality now. We have those glasses that make you. So I think that maybe going to the movie theater will be more like we're going to be wearing glasses and feeling like we're really in this like virtual reality. So that might be that's kind of an exciting element to it. I don't know if actors will ever be replaced. Hopefully not with robots. I don't know. I mean, I think that
Photoshop, for me as a photographer, I can do